If you don't get clear about what's important to you and what you want out of your life, you're going to end up building the business that you never intended to build. Here's a question that few people ever really think about, and that is, do you know what you really want? And I mean, do you really know what you want? And that's a simple question, but it takes a lot of time to think about it. It takes a lot of time to clarify that understanding, to get crystal clear in your mind's eye about what you really want. So, think of it this way. When you're born, you're a kid, you're going through life, people tell you what you should care about. And it's probably because someone told them what they should care about. So those people closest to you, family, friends, your family members are telling you that you should care about family, or that you should care about time with family, or that you should care about money consciousness, whether that's wealth consciousness or poverty consciousness. They're going to inform how you trust or do not trust. They're telling you what you should believe. And if they're not telling you explicitly, you are gaining an understanding about what they care about and what they value through how they act. When you're just a little kid, you have not yet developed a filter to decide. You're just accepting information, absorbing information, and it's becoming part of your base assumptions about how the world works and how life works, and is the environment around you scarce? Is it abundant? Is it safe? Is it scary? Is it unsafe? Is it dangerous? All of these beliefs are being fed to you by your family. And then on top of that, you have to think about the community in which you live. So in that community, you're being raised in a community of more than likely like-minded individuals. Any community is a collection of individuals who think roughly the same types of things. It could be your neighborhood, it could be your town, your region, or whatever. But nonetheless, there would be no community if there was not a shared belief system. And that could be a physical community or digital community. Hey, this is 2022. Many communities are digital. And those communities are also going to enforce certain ideas and beliefs about what you should want and what you should believe. And you have to start to ask yourself, well, have they even really thought critically about what they want, what they believe? And then after that, you have your region, your nation, and then the prevailing world culture. You can think about what you're seeing on television, on the internet, advertisements, what people tell you a good life is. And there's lots of different versions of it, but it's not necessarily what you want. If everyone's telling you to make $1 million a month, that's what it takes to live the great life. Was that what you really want? Is that number just right? Is that number too small? Is that number too big? Does that number even mean anything to you? Have you taken the time to consider, what do you really want? Let's pause for a moment. Let's think about that. I'm going to give you some examples. It is very common to grow up and think that earning a lot of money is important, that getting a certain type of education in our traditional American education system is important, which is go to primary school, make good grades, go to college, get a degree, get a good job, maybe get a master's or a PhD or some other advanced degree, such as a medical degree or a law degree, some other professional degree, maybe some more credentials. And if you acquire more and more information, regardless of whether it adds value to your life, regardless of whether it's actionable or not, then you are successful. You're living a good life. Another thing is hustle and grind cultures. You just work hard, and you're going to prove all these people wrong. Or are you even a competitive person? Does that mean anything to you? Is it important to you? Does winning add value to your life? Is winning take away from your life? Are you indifferent about it? How about money? Rich is, to me, is, are you earning enough income, regardless of what that income is, to live the kind of life that you want to live? Or do you even know what kind of life that you want to live? If you have a $3 million a month lifestyle that you want to sustain, well, $1 million won't make you rich. And if you have a $10,000 a month lifestyle, maybe $1 million will make you rich. But maybe the amount of work that you have to do, or effort, or stretching yourself, exposing yourself to rejection, maybe that will take away from your life. Maybe 20,000 is a better number. Maybe it's 20 million. Who knows? But do you know what you really want? Take time to question this every day, every week, every month. Is that thing that you're pursuing, is it what you really want to do? Is it to make someone proud? Is it to prove someone wrong? Or is it just for you? Is it for some other reason? You got to take that time to understand, what do you really want? So I'm going to give you a few criteria to be shown here on the screen of what I think makes, so help you decide if what that thing that you want, or that goal that you're pursuing, is what you really want. So the first criteria is, what does the attainment of the goal, what difference does it make in your life? Does it make you happier? Does it make you sadder? What value, what tangible benefit, what intangible benefit will the attainment of that goal bring to you? You got to think about that. There's lots of times we'll chase things. Like, I'll give you an example. When I was in my 20s, I had this goal to make 6 figures in a year. And in my 29th year of life, just before my 30th birthday, I was able to achieve that milestone. And guess what? It didn't make any difference. I still lived the same way. I still went to work every day. I was still unhappy. I was still stressed. I was still in tension. But I had read somewhere that earning $100,000 by 30 was going to make some difference. That wasn't really what I wanted. I read it somewhere else, and maybe that was meaningful to the author of that book. But it didn't make any significant difference to my quality of life. It wasn't what I really wanted. Number 2 is, does the attainment or the pursuit of this goal make you feel energized? I'm not going to use the cliche of, would you do it for free? Maybe you would, maybe you wouldn't. That's not the important thing. The important thing is, does the pursuit of that goal make you feel energized? That, man, this is my purpose in life. I am pursuing that thing that I was created to pursue. And therefore, I always have the energy to pursue it. I always have the motivation to pursue it. I always have the determination and the grit to overcome any and all challenges, because the work makes me feel energized. The pursuit makes me feel energized. The attainment makes me feel energized. That third piece, this is where it's going to be maybe opposite, law of the opposites. Check out the Working with the Law by Raymond Hollywell. You'll understand this law. You can Google it or search it here on YouTube from Bob Proctor. That's what makes you angry. What is that thing that happens at this, man? It boils your blood. The fact that it boils your blood boils down to that you care about that. And you want to live in a world where that situation, that thing, whatever, doesn't exist, or it exists in a different sort of way. Now you can take that and you can flip that to a positive spin, and you can use that pursuit to change something as that work that energizes you, that pursuit. So if it makes you angry, that means you care enough to devote emotional energy to it. Whether that energy is quote unquote positive or negative, it's kind of like feeling energized or feeling angry. It's the same thing. It's an intense emotion that in your mind is worthwhile to devote your mental, your emotional, your intellectual, your physical resources toward. So this all gets down to the thing is, what do you really care about? And if you know what you really care about, well, you'll know what you really want. So let's frame that in terms of a business. If you're building a business and you're not clear about what you want from that business, it's very likely that you'll end up building a business that does not support what you really want, because you haven't got clear about what you really care about. So maybe you care about getting as big as you can because that makes you feel accomplished, or some other thing. Maybe you care about spending more time with your family. Maybe you care about being remembered in history. Maybe you care about being revered in your community. There's all sorts of things that you can care about, that you really care about, that make you feel energized, that are going to say, man, I will do this work for the rest of my life. I don't have to think about retirement because I care about this pursuit so much. I care about the attainment of this goal so much. So when you get clear about what you care about, it's much easier to get clear about what do you really want. So in terms of proving your business, get clear about what you care about, how it's going to make a difference and impact in your life, how it's going to keep you energized, that problem that you're going to solve that's going to make you feel good for whatever reason. Well, then you'll know what you want to do to get there. Your mind will start to work in a different sort of way to where you're going to start piecing that puzzle together. You're going to start untangling that mass in your mind or in your business, because you know what you want, you know what you care about, you know who cares about it with you. You get clear about what do you really want, you get clear about what do you really care about, and you're sure to succeed. So once you take some time after watching this video to get clear about what you care about, and then to get clear about what do you really want out of life, here's what I recommend you do. Number one is I want you to double down on all the things that support you getting what you want out of life. Number two, I want you to make decisions accordingly. So when you're presented with an opportunity, in my mind, I like to think of it as a fork in the road. And every day you're presented with a new opportunity to do something, a new fork in the road. We need to consistently make decisions and take actions that support what you want out of life. And anything else, it becomes much easier to say no, because that no is not a lost opportunity. That no is a support of what you really want out of your life. And lastly, you get clear on what you want, you get clear on what matters to you, you get clear on your decisions, your actions, and holding yourself accountable. Well, now you're living with clarity. And when you're living with clarity, you're living with peace. You're being productive. And you're making an impact. I hope you enjoyed this video. It's Coach Dave. I'm signing out of here. If you could subscribe to my channel. If you could leave a comment, tell me what you liked. Like the video. Share it with somebody who will get the value out of it. I appreciate you. I want to continue to grow with you. I want to continue to grow this YouTube community. I want to continue to go onwards and upwards towards our goals. You have a great day, and we'll talk soon.